Hey Fragrance family, I'm Daver and I'm a fragrance bro. Today is day 4 of Rose Month, and today we have Windsor by Creed. And this one I don't really hear much about on YouTube, and I'm gonna put a big shame on you, YouTube, for this, because this is amazing. This already is one of my favorite Creeds, and I don't know why you don't hear much about this. I guess just because it's a little bit obscure, but goodness gracious, this is amazing. Now there is rose in this. The rose is paired with eucalyptus, and from the notes they say, on Fragrantica they say with gin, but I don't drink hard liquor, so I don't know what gin smells like, so I can't verify if there's a gin smell in there or not. But I can say that there's a lot of eucalyptus in this, and the eucalyptus is exactly what you'd think it is. It's that minty, camphorous, throat lozenge type smell, but it's not overly medicinal. Like it's really tamed really well with the rose, and the rose comes through a lot, but it's like the perfect blend between rose and eucalyptus in this. There is some pine and some citrus in there, and you can smell it, especially as it dries down. Those things come up some, and it's just a really nice, fresh, green fragrance. Really different than a lot of the fresh green fragrances out there, and different from other Creeds too. This fragrance really surprised me, because sometimes I look at Creed and I think they don't really have many ideas that really separate them from the pack outside of being just fresh fragrances. Now they make great fresh fragrances, but sometimes I think that, you know, they're just kind of rehashing ideas. But this is completely different than any fragrance I've tried, and this gives me what I wished Body Chorus by Yves Saint Laurent did, in that there's supposed to be like a eucalyptus note in there, but it doesn't really come off as like a eucalyptus type smell. And this one, it definitely comes off as a eucalyptus smell. This also, I think, is in a similar vein of Creed's original vetiver, in that it's very clean, but it's not like soapy like original vetiver is. But at the same time, this gives me more than original vetiver does, and I think that what I was looking for in Creed original vetiver and didn't get, this gives me again. And especially with the pine note. The pine note is, oh gosh, it's beautiful. Man. The opening is almost like, it's almost like fresh cut roses, like the smell of just that brisk, kind of the really sharp, watery smell and green smell of fresh cut roses, kind of. And the dry down is beautiful. Like it's clean, lime, pine, and musk. It's gorgeous. If you like any Creed frags, see what I did there, Creed frags? If you like any of Creed's fragrances, you have got to find this, and you have got to try it. It is amazing. Like I said, there is rose in there, so for Rose Month, you know, talking about the rose is kind of, it is not in the forefront, but it's in there, adding kind of this just this roundness, and it tames the pointy edges of eucalyptus. So it works really well on that. It's kind of a co-star, but I think, you know, it is noticeable in its own right. Performance was great, and this is actually what surprised me, because it lasted a lot longer than I thought it would for this type of fragrance. And Creed fragrances usually are pretty good on that department, at least for me, but I was expecting it to be a little less, just because of the note lineup. I didn't think there was enough notes in there to have enough heavy notes in there to kind of sustain the fragrance. My wife really likes it. I think she thought it was kind of weird in the opening, but I think she really likes it, especially because it's very clean. Overall, it's a very good scent. The rose is kind of second fiddle, but I think it's still a really great fragrance. And especially because, you know, because I'm not a rose fanatic, because it's not in the forefront, I think it's probably good for me that it's not like that. But still, like I said, everyone needs to go out and try this. Hopefully we can do a split of this one day. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.